Hey everyone, this is Chef. Welcome back to Uma. Today is Saturday, so we're going to try and do 2 runs. And what we're going to do specifically, and let me know if you've heard this one before, we're going to keep working on our dirt runners. So we built a Haru, then we built another Haru, and then we built an L. All 3 of them fell short of where I'd like them to be because all of them are under stamina target. We're at 526 on this Haru. We're at 488 on that Haru, it's pretty bad, and then we're at 559 on this L, which is better, but it's still not where we want to be for miles. And when we were putting all of these together, we were comparing them against what we currently have in our Team Trials team. And the difference between the ones that we've been trying to make and the ones that we currently have, which are all much better as far as stamina is concerned, is we were using a different borrow. This borrow that we have, that we've been using as a guest, is a 9-star stamina. And when we've been building our other runners, the ones that we've been trying more recently, we have not been using that 9-star stamina borrow. We have been using something else. We've been using, I think this is a 9 power borrow. For Haru specifically, it's complicated because we do need an end closer spark. We want to be running her as an end closer specifically. But for these are 9-star power, and it's just not quite working out the way that we would like it to work out. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take our final shot at rebuilding these 2 dirt runners before we move on to fixing mile and medium, which is the next area of improvement on this Team Trials roster. We're going to rebuild Haru by finding a better 9-star, well, probably more like 7-star stamina, 3-star end closer parent or something like that. Or I guess 6-star stamina, 3-star end. And then we're also going to use our existing 9-star ogre parent to try and build a better L just to see if we can get any improvement out of that. This Taiki, I think, is just going to be fine. We're going to leave her on pace. She's A-okay. We're going to move this L to late surger, and then we're going to try and build a better Haru to go on end closer, because even this one is not quite where we want to be for stamina target. So let's go set that up now. We're going to run Unity Cup. We're going to run Haru specifically. We are going to go over to Umamusume, and we are going to find a very specific parent. So we're back with Umamusume. We're looking for a parent for Haru. We're looking for anywhere from 7 to 9-star stamina. I would be fine with a little less, but I think it needs to be a stamina-focused borrow. And then we're looking for at least 1 spark of end closer, so we'll look from 1 to 3, and then everything else into mile. We could also look for dirt here, but if we switch this to dirt, we go from 56 records down to like 5. Yeah, down to 6, and the affinity really drops off. So a mile parent is going to work better here, and we need a mile spark anyway to get Haru from mile B to mile A. And among the options that we have here, I actually think this gold ship looks very nice. We have 6 corner adaptants. We have a hint for end closer corners. We have decent affinity. We may actually end up getting anchors away if we decide it's something that's super valuable, but I don't know how our skill points are going to shake out at the end. This is something that triggers fairly reliably for end closers, no matter what track you're on and no matter what else is going on in the race, so it's not horrible as far as unique inheritances go. But we're going to grab Brazen's gold ship here, and then we're going to pop back into the game, and we're going to see if they have room in their friends list. We did recently expand our friend slots with the friend point chat, so we should be able to fit them into the roster of people that we have right now. They also have a max uncapped Matikane, if that's something that we'd be interested in as well. And then let's go plug that in. So on our end, we would really like to find other mile or dirt sparks. And again, I think I mentioned this in the last video that we made Haru in. We would really like it if we had a good end closer parent, but we don't. We don't have anybody with end closer sparks. We don't have anybody with dirt sparks. So we're fairly limited in what we can actually put together because the only good mile parent we have is one of the Harus that we made. We really don't have a lot going on here. So instead, we're just going to search for good stamina parents, and we're going to take whatever we have in there, even though the pink sparks are probably not going to be ideal. Like, this is 6 total stamina sparks for longs. We don't care about the longs though, but we get URA Finale, we get Ramp Up, we get Nimble Nav. Those are all fine. They're good enough, and we don't have much better to work with on this account anyway. So we'll plug in Winning Ticket here. Over here, we're going to look for Brazen's Gold Chip. This is it right here. We'll plug that in. or at least it's single circle affinity, and we are inheriting everything into stamina, which means we can focus completely on speed and power. To such an extent that I may not even run Rico for this deck. I don't think we're getting a ton out of it, and I would rather focus on as much power as I can and as much wit as I can, because we also want to be running Admire Vega's power SSR here. So we could do something like this, and we could also do something like this, as a bit of a funky deck that gives us access to some very nice skill hints for running in team trials. We're getting Daring Strike out of Admire Vega being here, which is a nice consistent gold. We're getting Umastan out of King Halo, and King Halo is also just a good power card. We're lagging behind on wit a little bit here, because we are only bringing Marvelous Sunday, and a second wit card would really help to smooth things over. I think we can actually go like this. I think we can get rid of King Halo and replace that with a wit card. Umastan is nice, but I don't think it's that valuable. And I know that we've done some runs in the past where we've tried to make double power work with no wit cards, and it just hasn't gone well for us. So, losing Rico is going to be a little annoying here, but we can play a deck without Rico if we need to, and we're inheriting enough stamina to make up the difference. So, let's see if we can chase a good gold skill off of Admire Vega, and then also get our power up to something like, 800 as well, or somewhere around there. The other option here would be to turn this into a speed card, just to get to speed 1200 consistently. That's also a possibility. And if we were doing multiple runs that were for just Haru, that's something we could experiment with, but I think this deck was not that far off last time. Let's go double check one more time. Because I do think that this Haru actually got pretty close. Oh, and you didn't use Admire Vega. Interesting. Skills-wise, this Haru is pretty much right where we want to be. We just need to fix the stamina a bit, but I think the inheritance is going to take care of that. And then how did the other Haru look? Because the second one, I remember this RNG being extremely bad, so I don't think there's going to be a lot that we can read into with this one. Here we went single wit. And we kept Rico. You know what? I'm willing to try double wit, single power, and drop Rico entirely, given how much stamina we're inheriting, and see how that works. So let's commit to this and see how it is. We will event boost here, and then we'll still have enough energy for our second career, which will be our late El Condor Pasa. Alright, show me good training RNG today, please. 1, 2, 1, 0. We'll just build friendship on stamina. We would really like to prioritize speed, power, and wit, since we're going to be eating most of our stamina from inheritances, but we'll see if that's the way the trainings come together. We can take wit here if we really want to preserve energy, but I don't mind taking speed here because it builds our speed cards a little faster. And we're also not really at an energy deficit yet. I'd like to leave a little bit of room for energy recovery events to show up. We can always get a little energy back later. That's looking like a pretty fine power training. 2 friendship progress, 1 spirit training. Here's a little bit of energy back for us. It's looking like a really good speed training. We are not really missing out on anything to take that. It's okay speed, it's okay stamina. It's okay wit, just to buffer energy here. Get us back down to like a sub 10% training failure rate. Especially with this bonus +5 we're gonna get. And now we can take one more good chunky training and then we can rest. That's not bad. That's also not bad. I actually like the fact that we're getting a hint here to build friendship faster, so I'll take this stamina, drain the rest of our energy out, and then we'll go into a rest. We're not going to get any useful hints from Arden. That isn't something that Arden really does. I probably can afford to take wit here because we're going to be training power off of cards. We'll take wit. And then I don't think we're going to be able to train safely here. I don't like 20. I don't like 18. I don't like 20. We'll just take our first rest. 61 is good. Let's go back to spending. Not a good speed. It's also not a good stamina. I guess I kind of like that it builds Marvelous Sunday's friendship. I just don't like the fact that it's stamina. But we'll take it. Don't mind taking 15 energy back here. Clustered Pace Chasers is not a skill that we're really going to want on this build. Ooh, that's a good speed. I like that speed a lot. In general, it's pretty hard to justify taking something that's not just getting energy back. Needs to be quite good for us to avoid doing that. An okay guts. It's a better wit, though. This just doesn't cost us any energy to take, so we'll just do that. We get a decent chunk of spirit training out of it. Here we don't actually need energy back, so even though Guts 10, Skill Points 15 is not that great, I'd rather just take it, because we're going to overflow our energy anyway. And then that's a decent speed training. The hint on Arden here is nice for building friendship, but I think I would rather work on spirit training and friendship at the same time. And then we're into debut. Not bad so far. Not really any, like, amazing turns, but no real bad turns either. We will be a late surger for this. Winning debut is always nice for smoothing the rest of the run over. Should probably fix our mood here relatively shortly. We've been at normal for quite some time. We'll see if we can find the opportunity to punt on a bad training day to just take a recreation. It's not going to be this turn. That's a really nice power training. And then we also need to start running races. So what we've been doing with Haru in the past... Oh my god, it's a good speed training. What we've been doing with Haru in the past is we've been taking pre-opens, and it's leading us to run more races than I think we have to. So I'm going to take a slightly different approach this time. There's one mood up, and then we can get the other one in late September. We're going to take a slightly different approach this time, and I'm going to try and run like 1 or 2 opens, and then I'm going to run G3s in summer break. So specifically, I'm looking at something like this, and then I'm looking at something like this, and then I'm looking at something like this, and then I'm looking at something like this. And these 4 races, if we win all of them, should be good enough. We actually need to run 1 more in order to get our fan threshold. There should be 1 more open in here that we can run. Anything that gives us more than 1800? No, they're all 1800s. So we can just take 1 more open, like here. This should be enough, assuming we win all of these, to allow us to run the G1s at the end of the year. So we're going to give that a shot and see how it goes. I think it's just a better way to spend our energy on, and spend our turns as well, on building fans. None of these trainings this turn look phenomenal, so we're just going to take a rest. We'll get our 50 energy back. We'll get our next mood up. Okay, so now we're off to the races. We can just burst on Kita-san here to get her to gold and then get a little extra speed out of Etsuko. I don't think it's as good as this wit training. It does more for us in terms of friendship progress. I think this power training is also better, but this is where I want to spend bursts, and also getting Kita-san to gold is not really a bad thing. So we're going to spend there anyway. I'm going to take good bursts anytime they're available. It's just going to smooth things over for when we get to our first round of Unity Cup later on in the year. That's a phenomenal stamina training. I don't think we're going to have any issues with getting to 600 to 650 stamina this run, at least. If anything, we might overshoot it by a bit, but we can try and adjust for that later in the run. That's not a bad speed training, even though it doesn't progress any spirit training whatsoever. But given that we really need spirit training... Well, that was such a bad training, though. And it puts us so far below our energy threshold. This might be a wit turn. This is not a good wit. I really don't like the idea of just doing wit on like Taiki Shuttle being here and nobody else, but the rest of the trainings I don't think are good enough. But I also don't want to take a full rest because they're actually not that bad on energy. So I think we can just roll wit here, and then we can get extraordinarily lucky with an energy recovery event. And now we can go back into normal training. So this puts vodka at burst. That's good for friendship, but there's no spirit training there. This isn't really good for anything. I don't mind the speed training. We'll get vodka to burst. We might be able to consume a second burst before we get to our first Unity Cup round, which would be nice. We're expecting to get Nimble Navigator at the end of this run, so we'll just take skill points. So far, so good. Wow, that's a beautiful speed training. Holy cow. We love that. That does everything for us and then some. 1.5 million CCs is not a skill we'll be using. It is late surger only. Our plan is to be an end closer. And then we have 3 turns until... It's a good wit, too. Okay, training luck has picked up significantly at the tail end of this year. And then we have 2 turns until our first Unity Cup round. So we're looking to do, like, wit here or a good... It's a great speed. We're looking to take speed here, and then I guess a risky wit. That was also a 9% chance to fail. It was not a granted that we were going to succeed that training, but I'm glad we did. And then this is going to be either a sketchy wit or a full rest. A 14 to fail on wit. I think I'm willing to gamble on that, because if we fail wit, we just get energy back. Okay, that's perfect, honestly. The last 4 turns of that year went really, really well. I think we are positioned super nicely for Unity Cup. Now, we've burst twice, and we've had 23 Unity trainings. This is probably the strongest start we've had to Unity Cup so far. Vega, what can you run? You're Mile C. I need to find a way to get Arden onto mediums. So you are inconveniently Mile C, Long C, Medium A. You are inconveniently Mile E, Medium A, Long B. And you are inconveniently Mile D, Medium A, Long C. Which means the only swap I really can make here is Mati Kane going to Miles, because she's Mile C, and then swapping Arden with Kita-san. And even then, we're dealing with Long B on Longs, and we're dealing with Mile C on Miles, which is not ideal. This is actually a really wonky support card setup to be using for Unity Cup, because nobody really wants to cooperate here. We have like 5 trainees that want to run mediums, and there's only 3 slots for them. So we're going to be hoping we unlock some better options here later in the run. But for now, this is the best we can do, and we have a burst on Mile, a burst on Long, us on Dirt as a decent runner, and an E on medium. We should be okay to take top here. It's always possible that you lose your first Unity Cup round, but this is a very strong Unity Cup team for round 1, so I'm fine taking the gamble. Yeah, okay. Okay. And then we're into Classic Gear, we're taking energy, and we're going right back to training. Let's see how we are looking. Like 20 energy back. All of our facilities leveling up. That's a good wit training. And there's not really anything else going on anywhere, so I'll take it. Do not mind just being able to preserve energy. Also, don't mind just getting stats out of Arden, because I don't care about any of her hints. That is a phenomenal speed training that puts Teo and Arden to gold friendship. We will be taking that. And then we'll probably be resting, if I had to guess. Random nice nature SSR jump scare to fix our mood? Sure. Oh, this is also a really good training, but I'm not willing to gamble 30% failure on it. This is really nice. Like, really, really nice. But not 30% failure nice. We'll just take a rest. And then we would really like to run both these races. So if these trainings are bad, that's what we're doing. The wit is pretty good, but not so good that I feel compelled to take it. So let's go do the hyacinth stakes. Get this out of the way. Second is probably okay. It's not perfect, but it should be okay. Minus 30 is a little unfortunate. At least we'll get some energy back out of this. And then trainings today. Oh, trainings today are good. That's okay. There's more opens throughout this year. I think we can justify taking this. We only need to hit one more open. It doesn't have to be that one specifically. We'll obviously be taking that rainbow training. I would take that rainbow training over the opportunity to level our unique up. Nice little stat bonus, nice little skill point bonus. Show me inheritance, please. Corner adept hint, good. Prepared to pass hint. I think that's pace chaser only. Lone wolf hint is kind of interesting though. I don't actually remember if any of my team trials runners have lone wolf right now. We have an okay burst on power that puts Admire Vega to gold. But I still would really like to run one more race. So if we burst today, we have to rest next turn. But well, there's also this friendship for Marvelous Sunday that I'd like to finish, and that's also better on Spirit training progress. This is probably the training I'm supposed to take. I think I'm definitely supposed to train today over racing. Both of these trainings are really good. I think the speed training's marginally better. We can always burst on power later, but fixing Marvelous Sunday's friendship right now means that we unlock rainbows with her later. Like now. Oh no, we're not gonna get to race again. You have to take a double wit if it's sitting in front of you. I know I need to race, okay? I know. Oh, God. Oh, man. When the RNG is too good. Alright, what am I doing for the next 3 turns? I don't want to leave it all up to the Unicorn Stakes, because if I get blocked in the Unicorn Stakes, that's just it, and the run ends. So we need to race one more time. I guess we just do it today and we get it out of the way, and then we rest, and then we wit, and then we run. But I'm not happy about it. I really don't think we could be doing anything different on our energy management either. Oh my god. If she could decide to win races, that would be really useful. Because now I feel like maybe I should just gamble on the Unicorn Stakes, because I don't want to take another turn off to run a race. So we rest today, because none of the trainings are good enough, and we don't have the energy to do it. This we'd really like to be a wit. Oh, it's a wit that puts Admire Vega to gold. I'm gonna leave it up to the Unicorn Stakes and Procyon Stakes. I'm gonna take a massive gamble on her being able to win races, because these trainings are really, really nice. This is all of our support cards to gold before summer break. So we should probably like buy skills to make sure we win them. We can take Corner Adept, it might get cheaper, it might not. We can take Ramp Up. We can take Lone Wolf. Double check your team trials runners to make sure you don't actually have Lone Wolf on any of them right now, because otherwise it's going to screw them over. If we have more than one runner that has Lone Wolf, then we'll cancel each other's Lone Wolves out and nobody gets the trigger. So let's double check. L does not. Psyche does not. Okay, we can buy Lone Wolf. We'll have Haru be our Lone Wolf user for Dirt Team Trials. And then that's just going to be free speed in career races, because I don't think there's any career runners that have Lone Wolf. Okay, so this is a must-win. This isn't like it would be nice to win. This is a must-win race. Given that it's must-win, we should probably watch it. So that we can watch our chances of capitalizing on one of the best RNG runs that we've had in recent memory slip away in real time if she gets blocked. I should practice positive thinking. Maybe she'll win. Maybe she'll win and that'll be sick. I do think this is going to make it complicated to level her unique going forwards in the run and even like run the G1s at the end of the year. We're so far behind the fan threshold curve now. But you never know until you try. Careful about getting too far up there. You're gonna hit pace down. Now you're good to go. So hit ramp up off of somebody. Hit corner adept if you want. There's corner adept. That's helpful. She's swinging to the outside, which is where she's going to want to be. The unique is fine. That's just stamina recovery. She is extremely blocked right now. You need to get around that runner, Haru. You need to switch lanes, Haru. She's switching lanes, but there's another runner in front of her. She's switching back. Oh, this is not looking good. This is really not looking good. And there's nothing we could really do about that. That's just late surgers getting blocked. So now I believe the Pasa stakes becomes must-win. Otherwise, this run is dead. And that would be very sad. That would be very, very sad. Because I don't think we've done anything wrong. So we do this swap again. Matikane comes to Miles so that Admire Vega can be on mediums, and then Kita-san comes to Long so that Mejiro Arden can be on mediums. We have a D-rank ace on Longs. We have D-rank aces on Mile. We have D-rank ace on Sprint and Dirt. Our Unity Cup training has been phenomenal. We're still at 2 bursts, but we're up to 33 Unity trainings. So I think we can still take top option here. This is still a pretty strong team for this point in the run. Good. But I cannot emphasize this enough. You must win this next race. You could maybe get away with coming in second. But it is really not optional. What are you missing out on to do this? You're missing out on not great trainings, which is good. But you have to win this race. And we're forced to watch it because we've never won it before. it's cinematic. Late start is fine. We're a late surger. It's okay. That doesn't matter. All that matters is not getting blocked late race. We're ahead of the late. Rushed is also fine. This is a sprint. We're going to have the stamina for it. Be a little careful about hitting your pace down here, but if you find a velocity skill in your pocket, like a corner adapt or a ramp up or something, you'll be fine. He is not finding them. We maybe hit velocity carryover here if we get lucky. And we're not hitting velocity carryover either. That corner adept is late to the party. We have a lot of ground to make up here. She is making up ground. She's making up a lot of ground. She is going to be second. That's probably good enough. That is probably good enough. It is unfathomable to me that this is a runner that is losing races, because these stats are crazy. Hitting double minus 30 is also not really ideal, but we're low on mood, so we kind of need to rest anyway. And then we need to hit 9,000. So this has to be a rest. Oh, we should run this, because we don't have another G3 coming for quite some time. We'll just double check. Oh, we do have a 3800 fan G3 here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 turns away. We're not gonna, that's not gonna be in time. We have to run the leopard stakes. Or we have to run like 2 opens, and that is not an ideal spend of our energy. This is a disastrous summer break. So it goes without saying that we will probably not be running the end of Classic Year G1s, because we're not going to have the fans to get into them. Which means we're not going to be leveling our unique, but that's fine, because we're aiming to hit 650 stamina, and we're not relying on the stamina from that unique anyway. There are also only 4 people ahead of us in this race, assuming that we can be at the front of the late surger crowd. Which, that will be a pretty good way to make sure that happens. Show me corner adept as well. No corner adept? That's okay. Just save it for later in the race. Pace down is ending now. You can advance as far up as you want. Odds of getting blocked here are very low, but not impossible. It looks like she's just going to split the difference with the 2 runners ahead of her. Corner adept with velocity carryover into late race is quite nice. I think she's got this. Nishino Flower is fast, but we are a lot faster. That is a win. Okay. Things are finally going our way. Good. Maybe this is the turning point of the run. Now, if we get to 12k fans, that's kind of crazy, but I don't think we will. Yeah, man, if any of those races were like 4th and... Oh, 500 might get us there. Hold on. I don't remember what the fan number was. We were so close. 11,866. Oh, I have to take this training because I feel like I'm behind. Okay. Okay. We're still in this. We're not out of this yet. We're still in this. This is obviously going to be a rest. I'll take 10 stamina, please. I don't want to spend energy right now. Give me a rest and hit plus 70. Good. Okay, we're back. We're so back. 3 hints for curvature. That's not getting any cheaper. Buy it now. It's going to help you win races. Take this off my schedule. Take it off. So, let's get ambitious with it. We're looking at the JBC Sprint. We're looking at the Champions Cup. Why? Because after the 9,000 fans goal, there's a 12,000 fans goal. And I would like to not have to deal with it. We're also looking at a Green Channel Cup for 2,300 fans in a sprint. Sorted. This is a decent burst on speed. This is a decent spirit training on power. We actually get more spirit training progress out of that power training than we do bursting on speed, but bursting on speed is where we want them to go, and we have multiple supports here with good mood effect and good training effectiveness. So we should probably jump on this speed because it's just an efficient training all around. Takes us to 540 speed. This we would really like to race today. We'll see if the game cooperates. Oh, it's a good training to pass up. Do we have a race tomorrow that we can run? We do have a dirt sprint tomorrow that we could run. Yeah, take this then. If we can't run the JVC sprint in the Champions Cup, it's fine. We'll get fans from somewhere else. We'll give up on the unique. These are not great trainings, though. So I think we can race today. We will not be doing the Kikuku Show. We'll be doing the Muromachi Stakes. There we go. Okay. So this unlocks our twin G1s at the end of the year. Which, if they go well, we're getting hammered on gambling on energy right now. This is also Daring Strike. Which probably means it's time to pivot to being an end closer, once we have the skill points to buy it. These are also really bad trainings. I'm A-okay with running the JVC sprint today. I probably should have seen it coming in retrospect. So now there is... Also, I'm not... Well, no. I knew I was going to hit big. 99% of gamblers quit before they win big. So we can cancel the Champions Cup because the fans from the Champions Cup don't matter anymore. We're going to hit 12k and we're not going to hit our unique. So this race does not matter. We can take that off the schedule. Which means we should probably either rest... We should rest today because we're going to get a decent shot at a mood up in late January. So let's just take the rest. We'll train hard early December, late December. And then we'll get energy recovery going into the new year. This is about equal with this training. But I like the fact that Etsuko is here to give us extra speed out of this one. The Spirit Bursts really don't matter that much. Yeah, I'll just take the speed training. It's okay, we're gonna get a mood effect. Although, if all these trainings are bad, I might just recreate now and get it out of the way. Yeah, none of those trainings are particularly good. Just give me the recreation now. So we'll go back up to good. This is a big enough energy debt that I'm still going to take the plus 30, even though I think we're only going to get like 25 out of it. It's okay. I'm not going to be that fussy about using up our energy perfectly. This is a nightmare. You're mile B. Okay, so Taiki needs to move to sprints. This problem has a solution, and then Inari one can move to miles. And then I need one more mile runner. Check this out. We can move Taiki to dirt. And then I can move digital to miles. Wait, but then who goes to sprints? You're trying to get Vega off of miles. I don't remember. Switch them back. Re-switch this. I don't think I have anybody. No, I can put Vodka on miles, and then Admire Vega can come to mediums. Vodka, where are you? We can do this. That's not a bad solution, all things considered. So we have a C rank runner on sprints. Karin is here for sprints. We have Bamboo Memory and Inari 1 on miles. We have Teo and Vega on mediums. We have Kita-san and Dodo on longs. And then we have Agnes and Shinko Windy and Oz on turf. It seems fine. 39 and 4. We're starting to fall behind on Unity training. And the predictions are starting to reflect it. I'd rather be at like 45 to 50 at this point. So let's take their medium option once and redouble our efforts to do some more Unity training in senior year. Good. Okay. Energy recovery in early January. Show it to me. Good. It's a beautiful turn to spend a ton of energy on before the lottery. It also doubles up on our need to do spirit training very nicely. And Bushel of Carrots fixes our mood. We're right back on track. We are exactly back on schedule. Let's close this out. We don't... Well, we could get Opening Gambit. No, you wanted to get Daring Strike. You can't afford Daring Strike yet. Run the Nagishi Stakes, and then you can buy Daring Strike. And then we shift to End Closer. Good. Okay. We're done with most of the hard parts of her career. I guess it's still technically possible to consistently lose the JVC sprint, but our stats are very good right now, so I don't think that's going to happen. We are obviously not leveling the unique at all this run, ever. It's simply not going to happen. This, nothing looks good, so it's probably just going to be a spirit training turn. We could take triple spirit training on stamina that also has Let's Go there to build our stamina up a little bit. We're going to be inheriting about 100 in late March, so really we're at like 444 stamina right now. And then at the end of the year we're going to be like 544, so we still need to find another 50 or so stamina. And I think this stamina training is going to do a decent job of pushing it towards us, while we're also doubling down on our need to spirit train right now, so let's take that. Let's head into February stakes. Switch your race style to end closure. We will alarm clock that. You got blocked. It's okay. It's not a stats issue. I told you it wasn't a stats issue. Okay, if we could find a way to, like, not get blocked as much, that would be really cool. It comes with the territory of being a late surger / end closer, but I don't have infinite alarm clocks. Not very good. Really good for spirit training purposes, but we do have speed to 4 now, so I think we're okay to stop working on spirit training. As good as, well, no, that's not worth the energy. It's not worth spending that much energy on when our option is recovering. Our other option is recovering like 8 energy. I'll take that. Good enough, not good enough, not good enough. This is also spirit training progress. We can just take wit again. Ain't nothing wrong with just taking wit to refresh your energy until you wait for a better training to show up. I'd like to see around 100 stamina from this, please. 71? That's pretty close. We probably need to burst on stamina once. Maybe twice. We'll see if we can find the opportunity to do that. That is not very good. That's not better. That's not better. So again, this is just spirit training. We'll take this. We'll roll our energy for next time. Wouldn't mind taking speed out of this just to get speed closer to 1200. A good wit training. And there's not really much else going on. I guess we take wit again, but I'm starting to get a little worried about the fact that we're not progressing spirit training or getting like big trainings on other stats right now. A good rainbow power, a bad rainbow speed. It's a good opportunity to take power and just build our stamina up a little bit, I think. Let's take that. Non-standard distance is not a bad hint for dirt runners, because most tracks that are dirt are a non-standard distance. I don't really want to burst on wit here, though, is the problem. So this is just spirit training. This is just stats. We could take 6 stamina out of a power training or 18 stamina out of a power training. We don't care about Teo's hints. None of them are relevant to us. Well, Nimble Navigator's actually not bad. But we're early enough in the year that I think we could still realistically get a burst out of either of them. So let's take the spirit training option. We have none rainbows to speak of. We also have summer camp coming up pretty quick, so maybe we rest this turn because the trainings just aren't good. Even though we're going to overflow our energy a little bit. A little late for Charming to show up, but welcome aboard. And then I guess we take this speed training because it puts Matikane to burst. We could also take this power training because it puts Marvelous Sunday to burst. I think our speed is our bigger problem right now, so let's take speed. Again, I really don't like either of those trainings. And then we'll just head into summer break and see how things go. The team has finally sorted itself out. We have everybody at A. We're still only at 4 Spirit Bursts, which is crazy to me. And we have to beat Turf Queens to get to rank 4. I don't think that's happening. So would I rather take guaranteed... I guess I'd rather take guaranteed stats. I think the downside of losing to Turf Queens is a lot higher than the upside of beating them just to get like 20 extra stats for the finals. So let's take the safe option. We really need to find a few more Spirit Bursts here, though. Not great. Really weird. Just like a weird training. I don't think any of these trainings are that good. So if we're going to spend energy, like, this is the best stats we're going to get out of a training, and it also puts Art into Burst. Weird, weird training. Now we're kind of looking to Wit, though. Our Wit has showed up, and it's crazy good. That's one more burst in our pocket. We're on a race, and then I'd love to see like a double burst on speed or a double burst on power. Double burst on power would take care of our stamina needs almost entirely by itself. And then double burst on speed would just be good. Speed, just be a nice training. Single burst on wit, single burst on guts. That's not really what we were looking for. It's not a bad power training for Spirit Burst, but or for Spirit Training, but do I really want to be doing that at this point? It does put Taiki to Burst. We need some really good Spirit Bursts to show up in the back half of this run. But at least our stamina's okay. Stamina is fine. Can't take that. Can't take that. Can't take any of these. We rest. Single rainbow power that puts Nishino Flower to burst. Rainbow wit that doesn't put anybody to burst and consumes a burst. Taiki Shuttle burst on stamina. I think we need to burst on stamina, because right now we're only going to be at like 581-ish, even lower than that actually. We're going to be at like 560. So I think we need to burst on stamina for the sake of hitting our stamina threshold at the end of the run. Mile Corners is a nice hint at least. I would take another Mile Corners hint, to be totally honest with you. That rocks. Single rainbow speed that puts 2 people to burst. Single rainbow wit that puts 1 person to burst. Single rainbow power that puts nobody to burst. This is a speed training. So we go speed, rest, and then we train. I think is how these last few turns are going to go down. And we're going to hope that we see Spirit Bursts where we want them to be. I'll just take the skill points out of that. I don't think I need 5 extra power for the sake of 15 skill points. I'd love to take that speed training. I'd love to take that power training. But I can't take either of them. We're going to be resting. Plus 70 is perfect. It's exactly what we needed. Good. And then we have 2 more trainings until we are done with our goal races. And then we have 3 more trainings until we're done with our run. So somebody in the comments was saying that the ignited hint that you get is based on your highest rating for your team. We got ignited speed, our speed is S. The one thing that I want to check every once in a while is what happens when they're tied. Because I think what the person in the comments was saying is that when they're tied it picks randomly, but I feel like it still just picks your highest stat overall. And I'm going to look for opportunities to figure out who's right, because I don't actually know. In that case though, speed was our highest stat. It was our highest level facility, so it chose speed. There's not really anything to be gleaned from that. This is a good power training. We'll consume the burst there because it's going to bump up stamina. The straightaway spurt is a great... Well, it's an okay. It's consistent. It's also a really nice speed training. It's good on some tracks, but it does activate consistently, which is nice. And then on some tracks, it's just a very good hint for also winning a race. So we're happy to see that. Would love to take 5 energy out of this. We've also used up 2 of our bursts in those last 2 turns, which is very convenient. Actually, let's go buy a straightaway spurt. Because we know we're going to buy it before the end of the run. I'll also get mile corners while we're in here. There you are. Okay. I would really like to get no stopping me out of this run, if possible. We will not be winning the arena key. Shocking. We were long E, and turf F instead of turf G, long G, but that is still not nearly good enough. For an arena key win. You need to be like C, C at a minimum if you want a chance of winning that. Team is looking okay. We have a ton of B ranks. Well, not a ton. We have 3. They're all locked to dirt, though, which is a little inconvenient. I don't really think there's a lot of movement we can go for there. We're just going to have to cross our fingers. That is an optimistic prediction, but we did burst quite a bit in the last few turns. Wasn't optimistic at all, actually. Turns out it was fairly realistic. So we do get no stopping me out of this. We also get the opportunity... Well, I don't know if we're going to hit S rank or not. We might hit S rank. Speed 5, power 5 already, and still trainings to go. We take the wit for energy recovery here. We are going to hit Team Reikos. Okay, so we also get It's On then. Wait, when did... Oh, I got right-handed X from the Rima Keenan. Oh, God. I'm going to need to buy that away. Let's buy that. I didn't even see that happen. We'll get It's On. And then we're going to save the rest of our points for no stopping me. Oh, we're in a sprint finals. You know what? Actually, I think we have a decent shot at beating Team Zenith if we're in a sprint finals. Because our top speed is going to matter less and our power is going to matter more. I have to take that training. It's a great training. And then we need to cross our fingers for a burst on wit on the last turn because it's all that we can train safely. But I'm never going to turn that training down. I don't think this Haru is going to be good enough, but she's definitely closer. We'll compare it to the current Team Trials runner that we have after the end. I think inheriting stamina is definitely the way to go, though. If you look past the abysmal race luck that we had in this run, I'll take a 1 in 4 to fail a bit turn. Yeah, there we go. If you look past the abysmal luck that we had in actually winning races on this run, I think it's not that bad. I do think our training luck kind of fell apart at the end of the run. Yeah, she's got it, no problem. I think our training luck did kind of fall apart in that classic year. We fell way behind on spirit training, and we also fell way behind on rainbow trainings. Like, we had great trainings in junior year, and then they just dried up. But all things considered, it still felt like a better run than the previous 2 we put together. We'll go do the comparison after this. We have 428 to spend. We can't afford Rushing Gale. We're going to get no stopping me, and then we have 143. Adept is pretty cheap. Do I have anything else in here good that I forgot about? We're looking for mile skills. Opening Gambit might be okay, but I'd rather buy stuff that's a little more impactful for us. We can get Adept, and I guess that's about it. Yeah, we'll just lock that in. Alright, how are we looking? B+. Yeah, it's not going to be as good. Sparks are horrible. At least we don't have to worry about that. But how does it stack up against our other two Harus that we made, and how does it stack up against our current Team Trials Haru, is what I want to know. Let's go take a look. So right now, we've got 9, 5, 8, 4, 6 with 4 golds. And here, we have 8, 6, 7, 3, 6 with 4 golds. So, worse. The stat line is worse. The stamina is where we need it, at least. But we low rolled on a lot of speed trainings in the middle of the year when our speed facility was actually leveled. Like the double rainbow speed trainings that we were hitting at the start of the career when speed was at 2. We'd be so much better served having those when our speed training was at level 4 or 5 and have those double rainbows show up. I don't think we got a single double rainbow in Classic or Senior year, which is really going to tank what our speed is able to do. What I'm trying to say is I don't think it's a deck problem. I think that it is just a luck problem. And then as far as this Haru, miles better. Fewer golds, but better in terms of wit, better in terms of power, better in terms of speed, better in terms of stamina, not better in terms of power, but better in terms of everything else. Which leads me to believe that I don't think Rico is the right choice when we're inheriting stamina for a mile runner. For this L build specifically, I don't think it's the correct choice. I think when we build El Condor Pasa, it's going to be a better choice because here we're just late surger and we don't have any like linchpin power card that really gives us good late surger hints the way that Admire Vega is giving us end closer hints. We don't have anything we're getting like a gold out of, for example. So for this case, I think we're fine just running Rico and then switching around our wit cards a bit so that we're using fine motion. So let's go and do that next. That Haru is not. This Haru is just going to have to be good enough for a while, even though there's a major stamina issue going on. That's just the way it's got to be. But let's take the lessons that we've learned about deck building and inheritance and go and apply them to L as well. So, starting with not the gold chip, because we don't need an end closer spark cure. We have late A natively, so that's all that we really care about. This is the Ogre parent that we want, because this is what brings dirt to A. And then over here, we can actually use our Mile Haru now. So if we go over here and we focus on Mile Sparks, we can use this Haru, which is 2 power, 2 mile. Oh, you've got L in your inheritance chain. We don't want to do that. We probably want to use this King Halo instead then. Wit Mile, Speed Turf, Power Turf. We don't need that many Turf Sparks. They're not that useful, but Ramp Up is a nice hint to have. Nimble Nav is a nice hint to have. I believe Fighter's an okay hint to have, and obviously if we get Umamusume and United Spirit Power out of Creek at the back, that's very, very good. So we'll bring this King Halo. As far as deck goes, we're still going to be borrowing Kita-san. We still want Teo here for Rushing Gale. L has a 20% growth in speed and 10 in wit, so we only need 3 stamina cards. And then we drop Admire Vega, and we probably bring Rico back in. But I just want to refresh my memory on what SSR powers we have. So we could bring Winning Ticket. She does have good late surger hints. We have Slick Surge, Outer Swell, and then we also get In Body and Mind, which is like fine but not great. We get late surger corners, which is fine but not great. We could also bring King Halo, because we're getting the coveted Umamusume out of that, and King Halo is actually just like a fine power card. The question is whether we would just run Rico or whether we just run a third wit card. And I think the answer is I don't know. So how about this? The last time we made L, we ran Rico, and we were fine. And that L is currently Dirt S, Mile S. Let's try and do something different to see if we can get even better. And in this case, that's going to mean Fine Motion for Speedstar. It's going to mean Teo instead of Biko for Rushing Gale. And it's just going to be hopefully better training RNG. The other thing that we could think about doing here if we really wanted to go heavy on golds is we could drop vodka for our Tosin Jordan SSR speed card. And that would give us Breath of Fresh Air as a recovery. This is just another gold that we can trigger, but I don't think you need golds on Miles that badly. And we're on target to hit our stamina anyway, based on how that Haru run went. So I think we're going to stick with vodka here, especially because she just has good light surger hints. We get updrafters out of it, which is nice. We get straightaway acceleration, which we're going to need anyway. We get slick surge. We get the mile corners hint. Like, it's all good stuff that we're getting out of her. So I think we're going to stick with that and see how it goes. And then we can't do our event boost here because we already spent all of our energy. This runner specifically is a steep hill to climb, because we're dealing with both Mile S and Dirt S on the current Team Trials runner that we have. But we'll see how we do. That's a good wit to start things out. It's an okay guts. I'd rather do the power, even though this is slightly better for friendship. I don't care about any of Arden's hints. So we'd just be taking that for the friendship growth. And I don't think it's that important that I would take guts over a power training just for the sake of +5 friendship. Decent stamina option. Also decent wit option. We're pretty good on energy right now. I don't mind taking the stamina training to get a little bit of unity training out of it. I don't mind taking stamina either, because it means we don't have to train stamina as much, and that's good. Also, I don't want to take 10 wit when we have a 10% wit growth rate. We're just going to get more wit out of training it than we would out of that event. The wit is not as good here as the power, but it is our best spirit training option, and it preserves energy, so let's just preserve our energy until we see a really good training. This is a great time to grab Mood +1 out of Teo. That's showing up nice and early for us. None of these trainings are good. I will continue to wait on wit. Every time we train wit, we're getting 30% bonus stats. We're getting 10% bonus wit, and we're getting 20% bonus stamina. So, unlike Haru, where we were getting nothing out of training wit except for wit and speed, we're getting 30% bonus stats every time we try and do it on L. So L is much better suited as a sprint or mile distance runner because you're going to be hitting wit more often on those trainees. Take wit again. This puts Arden to burst. We have the opportunity to use a spirit burst before our debut, which is pretty impressive. Again, I'll just take the stamina here so that I don't have to train it later. That's a pretty good wit. No spirit trainings, but a lot of friendship progress out of it. I also don't need soft step. That is a medium hint, so we'll take power and skill points out of this. And then we'll probably just take a cheeky burst on speed. That is where I want to be spending my bursts most of the time. So let's jump on that. One burst down before the debut. We would love to wit here if we could. Not a very good wit. And I don't want to gamble in any of these trainings above 10%, so let's just take a rest. Little +50 is nice. I could have done recreation there, but I'm already looking towards late September as fixing our recreation, and we also have events in the deck that should be able to take care of that for us. This speed training is just our best option for building unity training progress, so we'll take that. Get a few extra skill points out of Rico being there. And then we're into debut. I don't think there's anything we really need to buy at this point. Hazmat Pace Chasers isn't bad, but I just don't think it has a huge effect on the NPC races. And then we'll cross our fingers. Good. Good start. No out of this world trainings, but they've been fine so far. Much like the Haru run, they've been fine. It's okay. Marginally better. It's much better. We'll take the best friendship option, and we'll take the best unity training option there. Speed versus power. So we get 20% bonus speed. Not from this event. We get plus 20% bonus speed from training. Which means power is going to be a harder stat to build. So we'll try taking power here and see how it goes. 1, 1, 1. The friendship training is roughly identical, which means we probably just want to take the wit. We're getting the same amount of friendship growth and the same amount of spirit training from all of those, so we'll just take the one that refunds us energy instead of takes energy from us. That's a pretty good guts training. That's a pretty good power training. I'm glad, well, it's marginally worse, because we get 3 friendships out of this and 2 spirit trainings, whereas here we only get 2 friendships and spirit trainings. But these spirit trainings build people towards burst who haven't burst yet, so I think that makes it marginally better for us. It also means it's not guts, which is nice. This is our second mood up. So we don't even need late September now. Or she could get mad about her grandfather not remembering what time it is, and we could just fix it. Good speed training. I think we take it over a single unity just to build 4 friendships at the same time. I think we take it again. Is it literally the exact same training? So I'll take it again. It's really good. Sure, man. More mood. Good. This very likely needs to be a rest. Yeah, there's nothing on wit, so we'll just take a full rest here. Plus 30 sucks, but we can get over it. The wit's pretty good. The guts is worse. Yeah, the wit's the best training here. It also puts Art into gold. So that's nice. Arden is going to be a really strong Unity Cup runner when we get to late December. She's already burst, and we're still hitting spirit trainings on her. 20 power versus 10 speed, 10 power. I'm going to keep applying this heuristic we've been using, which is that if you're getting bonus training out of speed, skip taking it from events. Fastler is really nice. If we get lucky in inheritance events, this run could do it. This run could become stronger than our current L. I don't like that guts. This power training's fine. It pushes Kita-san to gold. This stamina training's fine. It advances 2 friendships at the same time. But I'd really like to build Fine Motion's friendship a bit here. Etsuko's going to give us a little extra wit. And I also just would like to prioritize having my wit cards at Rainbow as early as possible. Okay, it's worse. It's worse, but if I was going to take a guts training, I think it might be this one. It puts Kita-san to gold. It has a fine motion hint, which is going to double her friendship growth, and then it also has a little bit of skill points out of Etsuko. And the difference in energy between this and the speed training, given that we have 2 unity trainings here, is almost negligible. So I think if we were going to train on guts, we would train on this guts. That guts training does a lot for us. A Nimble Navigator hit is also really nice. Assuming we can beat Zenith, we were going to get it anyway. But it's nice to make it a little cheaper. 2 spirit trainings, 1 spirit training, 2 spirit trainings, and a lot of friendship. I think that is a fairly easy stamina to take. And then for these last 2 turns, we're looking at G1s. We're looking at, can we get away with running the mild G1s, and can we get away with running the medium G1? For this turn, we cannot. This is a better stamina training than running a G1 race. This is also a better wit training than running a G1 race. We should probably still take the spirit training, but well, God, but this puts Fine Motion to gold, though. That puts one of our wit cards to gold. Do you have energy recovery at this point? You do. You're high enough level to give us energy recovery. But these have more ground to make up. Oh, we should take this stamina training. We should take the stamina training, because those 2 friendships are really lagging behind. That's also a good wit training. We're not going to run either of the G1s. This puts Fine Motion to gold, and then we also get Spirit Trainings out of it. I wouldn't be surprised if Arden is like a C rank runner by the time we get to the Unity Cup round. It feels like every time we've hit Spirit Training, it's been her. Just how strong are you right now? Really strong. It's 420, 301. Nobody else is even E rank. You know what? Actually, it's kind of a problem that she's that strong because she has leached up every single Spirit Training from everybody else. So we're going to win mediums, no question, because she's very powerful. But everybody else is really suffering. Kitasan's at 154, Teo's at 192. Even though you're long B, you should probably stay on longs. I'm worried about taking the top option here. Because we're like really good on mediums. We're really good on dirts because I'm there. I don't think any of these other three are really that good at all. I'm going to take medium on the first one, just to play it safe, even though I really don't like doing it. We just have a really lopsided team right now. Our Unity Cup team is just like Meteor, Arden, and friends. Let's see if we can fix that imbalance a bit going into Classic Year. Take 20 energy. Not as good as it looks. Very good. Not great. Not great. I'm fine taking this stamina. It's a lot of Spirit Training progress we're getting out of it, and we know that's a weakness of our team and of our run right now. Team rank D. Power plus 20 versus stamina plus 20. Our growth rate on both of them kinda sucks. I think I should probably take stamina here, just to make sure that we get to cap without having to burst on it. 1, 1, 1, 1. All of these are very bad. This is either power to work on Vodka's friendship specifically, or it's just wit, because nothing else is good. I think I would just take wit, because nothing else is good. Speed and stamina versus wit plus 20. First option has stamina, so we'll take stamina. Do we have any skills worth buying yet? Pace Chaser Savvy, Pace Chaser Corners? No. We're not a Pace Chaser. Hesitant Pace Chasers? No. Nimble Navigator? No. And also we have Fast Learner right now, so we're really heavily favored, I guess? Heavily encouraged? Heavily encouraged. We're heavily encouraged to wait as long as we can to buy skills, because they're going to be extremely cheap at the end of the run. We basically have +1 hint level for every single skill right now. So let's see if we can just be patient. Speed 10, Stam 5 just seems nice for stats here. One Spirit Training that puts Teo to gold. One Spirit Training that builds 2 friendships. That's probably a power training in my book. Let's try and get our friendships sorted out before we get to the summer break. One Spirit Training that advances Sunday versus one Spirit Training that puts 2 Spirit Trainings. Sorry, this power has 2 Spirit Trainings. We take that. It's as simple as that. We see 2 Spirit Trainings, we take it. And then we might take this wit if we want to. Wow, that's a good guts. I'm glad I don't have to think about taking it, because it's quite nice. And I don't think this wit training is good enough to justify the fact that we still can't safely train next turn, so this seems like a fine time to take a rest. This is our inheritance, and then it's also the Satsuki show if we decide that we want to run that. It's also the Oka show if we decide we want to run that, although I think our stamina is fine for either of them. 48 stamina, 3 hints for Corner Adept. We will not be running a race, we'll be taking speed. Ooh, no, we'll be taking speed. As good as that wit training is, speed is a core stat, and we have more spirit trainings on it. So, I apologize to wit, but we'll be taking this instead. And then we'll be taking extra stats out of Kita-san. Now we take wit. Well, it's not great. Kind of like this speed training. It puts vodka to gold. We get extra speed out of Etsuko being there. It puts Taiki shuttle to burst, and we get 2 extra spirit trainings out of it. Versus just 1 spirit training here and preserving energy. I think I can afford to do this and then rest early June. It's a little odd, but I think I can afford to do it. Good. Advancing nicely through our G1s. We would also, if we can help it, I'm not going to get tunneled vision on it this time. But if we can, I would love to run the Tokyo Daishoten down here. We'll aim for mile corners. No mile corners. You. Do I need to run the other one here as well? The Japan Dirt Derby? No, I do not. Okay, we've done that already. Right? Yes, we've done that already. The other one's the Teo show that we still need to do, but it conflicts with the Takarazuka Kinan in senior year. So we're probably going to have to do that on Taiki's shuttle. Also, I need to remember to do L's hidden event, because it is so easy to do. You only have to run like 1 extra race. So I'm going to, on my side, pull up the training event helper. I know that you guys can't see it. It's okay. If I put it up, I would just forget to take it down later. We need to do the NHK Mile Cup. We need to do the Mile Championship Classic. And we need to do the Yasuri Kinan Senior. So the Mile Championship Classic, we'll go ahead and book in now. I also did see that she came 3rd in the Derby. That's fine, though. You. Because the other 2... Oh, no, we also have to do Senior Yasuri Kinan. We need to do those 2. And then that will be our hidden event. So as nice as it would be to burst on stamina here, or on speed here, and as nice as it would be to take the stamina training, we have to rest here because summer break is coming up. Get a nice energy refill. We would really like to take a wit training here just to top off even further. Not at the expense of a double rainbow speed though, probably. Really wish that speed was higher than level 2 right now. It feels like we're falling into that same Haru trap, where all of our good rainbow trainings are coming before we even have our speed facility leveled up. And then by the time we get it up to 4 and 5, we're not going to have any rainbows anymore. But we'll see how we do for the rest of this run. Here we can swap Nishino Flower onto sprints. You come down here. And then I guess we swap Inari one onto miles. Like that. So we have D sprint, D mile. We have D medium. We have this unbreakable Majiro Arden. E long is kind of a wash. There's not really anything we can do there. We can switch Teo and Matikane so that we at least have A aptitudes everywhere. And then we have us on dirt, which would be like, okay. How much stronger are you still relative to everybody else? 470 speed? She's still so much stronger. D, D plus, D, D, C plus. And then this is just D pluses across the board. We can afford to take top here, because we took medium last time. There's no way. Our team is so much stronger than that. I don't believe you. Told you. Okay. Sometimes you just gotta go with your gut. 2 new helpers, and then we're into summer break. It's a fine speed. There's nothing else really going on that's more interesting. I'm disappointed that Marvelous Sunday isn't a gold yet, but we have 2 other wit cards at gold. I'm not going to take a wit training over a single rainbow speed that other trainees are at, though, so we'll just go ahead and take that. Now I would like to wit, if possible. Get some good energy recovery, double rainbow wit me. It is what I asked for. I guess I take it. It's 35 wit. Like, that's a big chunk of stats coming out of that training. And then we can afford to... Wow, we can just take that speed training. Never mind. It's 57 speed. That's also putting Marvelous Sunday and Kitasan at burst. That's a beautiful training. And then if I saw like a single or double burst on Wit here, I would probably take it for the energy recovery so that we could train 4 times in summer break. Single Rainbow? I don't think that's good enough, given that we need to rest after we come out of summer break anyway. Though, this is a level 5 Wit. No, because it's only fine motion there. It's not that good. You're getting trapped. Just take the rest. Take your 40 guaranteed energy. We don't need frontrunner straightaways or pace strategy. I guess I would take 15 stamina for 5 energy, then guts and wit. Speed, power, wit leveling. Good double rainbow speed. It's up to level 3 now. Fine motion's also there for a little bit of help. We don't have mood effect unlocked on our fine motion, but I'm pretty sure she still has training effectiveness. So that's doing some work. This is also a good speed training. Oh, am I willing to gamble on you? I don't think I need to burst on power. I think I'm willing to gamble 11% on a speed training. Okay, good. So this is obviously going to be a rest after this goal race. We would really, really like to pick up some Dirt Sparks or Mile Sparks. Because stats-wise, this L is really coming together. Good stuff. So we need to get to 60,000 fans. We have the Mile Championship to run still, and we could still run the Tokyo Daishoten as well, or we could run the Champions Cup early December. We should keep an eye on those. It's not a bad wit training, but I need more energy recovery than that, so this has to be a full rest. I don't feel like trading 10 energy for 20 skill points and 5 stamina, so I'll just take speed and skill points with no downside. First on wit. Marvelous Sunday to gold, Teo to burst, but it's a guts training. Everything else is bad. This is a race day. It's the QE2 Cup because we're looking for fans. So this takes care of our unique level. Alright, that's 60k. Mile Championship will put us at 70k. We don't have to worry about our senior year fan thresholds. We can take the Tokyo Daishoten off of our calendar unless that training is bad. That's a halfway decent wit training. But we need to run the Mile Championship today for our hidden event, so I'm going to take it instead, even though that's pretty good. We get 20 speed, 20 wit, 20 skill points out of that event, which is a decent chunk of stats. Good. So all we have to do from here is win the Yasudakina. Minus 20 is okay, that's fine. That's a good double rainbow speed. We'll take that as well. It's a good run when you're like 700 speed coming out of Classic here. I would love to burst on Wit here if I could. It will not be possible. Given that we're about to recover energy, though, I would actually be fine taking this Wit training and bumping Vodka to Spirit Burst. I could also just run the Tokyo Daishoten. It would be nice to get that trophy. No, you shouldn't. You're doing an ace run right now. And if you're doing an ace run, you should stick to your ace run goals. Your ace run goals are building stats. So put Vodka to burst, there's 2 spirit trainings on that wit, it's a fine thing to end your classic year on, and then build your energy back up in senior year. You have mostly C's across the board. Everybody is A rank now, or everybody is A aptitude now. Except for Haru doing her thing on dirt, but I can't fix that. We'll go ahead and take top option again. Again, I think this team is stronger than Tazuna thinks. It's not. Okay. That's not run ending. It's unlucky, but it's not run ending. We're going to miss out on a few attributes from the event, and we're going to miss out on a few attributes from the UC finals. But it's nothing we can't recover from. We'll take our 30 energy. We'll train, and then ideally we'll take more energy in late January. It's an okay speed training. But we're getting, well, we're getting energy back from the raffle here shortly. So I guess we take this because we're expecting energy back. It's moving Nishino Flower and Haru closer to burst. We're getting a few skill points out of Etsuko for it. Sorry, Riko. Bushel of Carrots is good. Probably need to burst on stamina once or twice to get to 600 or so. Although this is a sick with training for bumping Haru and Rice Shower to burst. I should still probably take this stamina. Well, do your math, because you're expecting like 70 in late March. So that's going to put you at 450. End of career is going to put you at 550, and you only need to be like 600. I think you can find other sources of it. Take a wit training to preserve energy. Get 2 more bursts. Maybe you burst on power a few times, and it takes care of your stamina for you. Team rank to B. Good. It's a really nice wit training. Ooh, it's a really nice power training, though. Huh. This is such a good wit training. It refills all of our energy. It only consumes 1 burst, but it's so efficient in terms of stats. We're getting 52 wit out of this. I think I have to do that. Just refill all of my energy. But I would like to try and burst on speed or power here shortly. This is a good time to do it, and it also puts Marvelous Sunday to gold. So eat the speed burst. I cannot believe that Sunday is still not gold, but that takes care of that. And now I think I'm okay to burst once or twice on power. If I can find the opportunity to do it. This is not the opportunity to do it, and all of those trainings are quite bad, so we'll just take Wit for the energy recovery. Mood down is fine, because we're about to get mood up in late March, because we're at our fan threshold for the Fan Fest. I might actually take this burst on stamina. Because we do need to allocate like 50 stats towards stamina before the end of the run. And this would be like 30 of them. They don't hate that. We'll do that. We'll get our inheritance. We'll hope that it's a good inheritance. It's not a gold, but it could still be good. 66 stamina, pretty good. Final push, though, not that good. Final push is a front runner. Hint, we're not going to be using them. Single rainbow speed, single rainbow wit, burst on power. I'm fine taking the wit here for energy recovery. I don't feel compelled to spend energy on any of those other trainings, and we should be expecting double and triple rainbow speeds to show up here anytime soon, if we're lucky. Single rainbow, not enough. Burst on stamina, I don't need it. But also there's no... Is there a trophy race today that we could win? No, we've won all the races. That makes this decision complicated, because I don't want to take any of these trainings. Even the wit is really, really bad. You know what? I'm going to run a G2. Those are not good trainings. Okay. Getting speed is nice. Getting energy back is nice. I really don't want to spend all of my bursts on wit, man. Fine motion, you got any good hints for us? Nimble nav, straightaway acceleration? You know what, those are two relevant hints. So we'd take this training, we'd rest late May. I don't need my wit to be higher is the thing. Like, wit to 600 is more or less cap on skill activation. Getting it higher makes you slightly faster in mid-race, but it's not that important. I think I would rather have stats in power right now. That is a hint that we can use. That is not a hint that we will use. Then this is going to be a rest. Doesn't matter what the trainings are. I'm just looking at them for the sake of looking at them. This is a rest. 50's fine. Winning Yasuda Kinan is for our hidden event, and these trainings are god-awful. So let's take that. Like, actually horrible trainings. Okay, so we will not be getting the hidden event. The only explanation is getting blocked for that. And we're going into summer break. I really need to hit minus 15 here. It's not gonna do it. That is not gonna do it. This could still be an okay run, as long as we get some good summer break trainings. It's unfortunate to miss out on the hidden event. It's not run killing. It's unfortunate to lose Unity Cup round. It's not run killing. It's unfortunate to not have Dirt S and Mile S, but it's not run killing. Team looks fine. There is a Marvelous Sunday at like B long over there, but it should be okay. This is also only going to move us to rank 12. So we're not going to get a very big attribute bump at the end of the run either, but we can still beat Zenith. It can still be good enough. This is not a promising start. I could take this wit training if I'm feeling very greedy, because it puts Nishino Flower to burst. I probably should, because what if we just get like 3 wit trainings for the rest of summer break? At least with this we can train safely one time. And if it's a wit training, a lot more than that. Like, I don't think this speed training is good enough. I think this is a below average speed training. We have 3 speed cards and one of them is Kita-san. There's like 30% to show up on speed training. We should just burst on wit, even though we don't like bursting on wit because it preserves energy here. This is still not good enough? This is really not good enough. This is a rest. Oh my god, there's no rainbows. I'm gonna lose it. Let's put Matikane to burst. Alright, so that is a... We had a single speed rainbow across 4 turns in summer break. That's not ideal, obviously. We preserve energy here because we're expecting better speed rainbows than we've seen. Speed Star is good. At least we've got that. This is still energy preserving. We also need to train stamina like 1 more time. That's still energy preserving, but I'd rather burst on power because it's going to drag our stamina up a little bit. More hints for mile corners is nice. It's not a bad speed training. It's a lot of spirit training progress. It's just fairly late in the run for spirit training progress to matter. I think I'll still take it. And then we rest, goal race, train, goal race. And we should still have mostly full energy going into the final 3 turns. That's mile corners and max hints. Oh, we're not going to get curvature either. That's only the first step of Kita-san's event. Oh, lord. I think this run was a doomed prospect from the start. We'll take a rest. It's okay, though. It could still be a good parent. This is what we tell ourselves. Even if the run is bad, The parent could still be good. Okay. We get one training early December. And then we're on to Arima Keenan, and then we're on to finals. Burst on power, not the worst. Don't mind it. Productive plan is either Pace Chaser or Medium, I don't remember. Either way, we will not be using it. God, I wish we had gotten Curvature. If we miss Curvature and No Stopping, we were probably not replacing our L. It's just not going to be enough gold skills to keep up in team trials. But also, this is the last time we're building dirt runners for team trials for a while. We've been bashing our head against this all week. So after this, we're calling it quits, and we're turning to our turf mile runners, and then returning to our turf medium runners, where we can finally employ that Tosin Jordan speed card. Alright, Zenith, what you got? The prediction is not good, but the outcome is also not good. Okay. So we will not be replacing our current team trials L. Dirt is going to have to stay the way it is for the foreseeable future, because these runs have not cooperated. They have not cooperated basically all week. We've at least fixed our stamina issue for the most part. I would still like to burst on stamina like one more time, just to get closer to that 650 target specifically. But at least we've learned about the importance of inheriting stamina. Parentheses, it's really important. And we've also learned about the importance of switching out Rico in mile decks. Parentheses, you can afford to do it. Rico is a nice convenience card for miles, but it hasn't felt like she's mandatory. I wish that we had gotten a run with better RNG so that we could really compare them, because our current team trials runners were the result of very, very lucky runs. But that comparison is going to have to wait for another time. I guess I just round out on power here. We get extra power out of Etsuko being here. It gives us a little bonus stamina so that we make it to 600. 572. We should get there. I don't think we even hit Team Rank S. I think we're still Team Rank A. Which is crazy, because we burst 10 times this round. Like, we got the burning hint. We didn't even get the ignited hint. Holy cow. That run didn't feel good, but I'm surprised it's that bad. Alright, so we are in Spark mode, because this is not going to be a Team Trials runner. I don't really want Opening Gambit. We can take Unyielding Spirit. We can take both ranks of Mile Corners. We can take... I guess we can take Productive Plan. Productive Plan is nice and generic. Speed Star we can take. Nimble Nav we can take. We didn't get Rushing Gale either. Man, we missed out on so many gold skills that run. Like, the cards just didn't show up. We'll take Adept. Take Hesitant Pace. It's just a nice generic one to get. We can take Burning Spirit. Then we can take Pace Chaser Savvy, because this is a Pace Chaser run. I'd like to find a way... Oh, wait, we're not a late surger. We're a Pace Chaser now. Wait, why did... Hold on. This was supposed to be a late surger L. Why did we run Fine Motion? Fine Motion doesn't need to be here. This L was supposed to be late. Dude, I gotta stop recording these so late. We're throwing EV on runs here. This wasn't even the dang deck that we were supposed to use. Ugh. I mean, at least this is the way it turned out. Like, this wasn't going to be a usable runner anyway, but man, if I had remembered that at skills buying, my god. Remember to lock in before your runs, otherwise you're going to wind up like this. This is not what you want going on in your life. 1 guts, 2 late surger means that is not going to be a useful parent, although these are beautiful white sparks. 2 nimble nav, 3 prepared to pass, 2 unyielding spirit, 2 pace chaser stabby. That's beautiful. But I don't really foresee a world where we're using a 1-star gut spark basically ever. Oh man. Alright, note to self. Do not record these episodes at like 12:30 at night, because you're not at maximum neural capacity for them. On the bright side, you get a trainee scout ticket out of that. I don't really want to pull on Bourbon and Asian Flash, because I don't really have plans to use either of them, but I guess I would throw some tickets at him if I have them. Who knows, maybe we hit. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. Everything else in here is just paid right now. Do we get the lucky 1 hit on the Valentine Bourbon? No. We get 5 more stars for Sakura. Sakura Bakushu. We'll clear out our new notifications and archives. We'll go clear out our new conversation gallery. We'll go clear our trophy room, because we did manage to get our hands on at least 1 new trophy this run. And then let's go wrap up our team trials, we'll go wrap up our daily race, and then we'll go spin our bingo wheel, and we'll see if we get another copy of the Tosin Jordan SSR. But this is it. We're done with trying to rebuild the dirt runners after this. I think our first batch of dirt runners were very, very good. And we've failed to improve on them with just like average runs. So I think it's time to hang it up on the dirt runners. They're not going to be getting much better until we pull on support cards. Let's go refocus our attention to worst performing areas of our team trials roster, which right now is probably going to be the turf mile runners, if I had to guess. Yes, it is the turf mile runners. So that is where all of our swaps need to happen. And that is something that we will start working on Monday, because tomorrow is going to be stream day and we're just going to do parent runs. The current plan that I have is to try and build an end closer gold chip parent. End closer pink sparks are not particularly valuable. However, given that we know we're going to want to run Haru as an end closer on our team trials team for the foreseeable future, I think it makes sense to try a few gold chip parent runs out just to see if we can get lucky on it. Because if we could put together like a wishful thinking 3 stamina 2 end closer spark that also has anchors away attached to it, I think we would be very excited about that for a number of reasons. 1 for CM, for CM10, but 2 just for the sake of having like a good stamina spark around that can allow us to convert runners that are end closer adjacent into being full end closers, because it makes a few team trial swaps relatively easy to do. Pace late are extremely common. Front runner is somewhat common. End closer is extremely uncommon. So if you've got somebody who's like end closer C, or definitely end closer B, it's the kind of thing that you can adjust with a very minimal spark investment and then really free up some room on your team trials team to get better good positioning bonuses. And I think it would be convenient to have. So if you want to stop by for the stream, that's going to be what the plan is tomorrow. If you're not watching the streams, God, it's so sad. Was this a long dirt? No, it was a short dirt. This dirt team is the bane of my existence right now. But I cannot put any more time into trying to fix them. Otherwise, this entire channel is just going to turn into rebuilding dirt runners over and over and over again. We have to move on to something else. These are one of the only times that I get minorly annoyed with the fact that I'm only doing 1 video a day, like 1 run a day, and then 2 on weekends, is it just doesn't leave me a lot of time for iteration on these, but At the same time, I think it's a decent reminder of what you should be able to accomplish if your account is in roughly the same position that mine is. Like, I don't think we do bad at Umo. We're class 5.5. We bounce between 5 and 6 every single season, or every single week, rather. We have won a B rank CM, and we've come in B finals in a graded league CM. Like, we have a decent list of accomplishments that I think is above what you would expect out of an average account. And we're doing one run a day. So while there's always something that you can try and improve on, I think it's a good reminder, like me just doing one run a day, that if you are thoughtful and careful about the way that you spend your time, which is not true with how we've been building our dirt runners over the last few days, but in general, I think if you're thoughtful about how you spend your time in the game, you don't have to spend a lot of time to achieve good results. And I think that's just a good reminder, because there should be a lot of things in your life that compete for your free time. In terms of time launching this video, though, that's all I've got for you. Let's go upgrade our Tosin Jordan card one more time. This is the point where I think it transitions to usability. Obviously, getting it to level 50 will be better, but that's not going to happen until we have enough of our event points. The last copy we're waiting for is at 400,000 points. And we are... I guess we unlock everything at this point, so it's just going to be making it better when it goes from 45 to 50. Yeah, I think this card is usable at this point. 50 spec prio, 10% fan bonus, 5% training effectiveness, but another 5% from the unique perk, and a gold recovery. That's something we're going to start using in Miles immediately. So we're going to start working on that on Monday, and I will see you guys around for that. If you're enjoying Uma, do make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Lets me know that you guys are enjoying the stuff that I make, and lets me know where I should be spending my own time. And if you have any questions about the run today, comments, or suggestions about where we go from here, feel free to drop me a comment. But till then, take care, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you tomorrow for the stream if you want to pop in.